Is VRChat cringe? Oh boy. You know, the thing that I hear from time to time is I hear people say VRChat as a game itself is, oh, it's bad, it's cringe, it sucks. And you're probably wondering, well, why the hell is a furry telling me this? We all know that the furries are cringe, but it's like, I mean, the people that usually say that are not furries, but that's besides the point. Let's just settle our differences for 5 seconds, because I think this is actually pretty good. So, when it comes to like the player base, so when people say it's cringe, it's usually because of the player base. Or at least you know the videos that you would see online of like the the freaking trolls going around and they'd be, I don't know, talking to some furries or a group of freaking e-boys or e-girls, and they would just like have the strangest interactions. Like, there's so many of these strange interactions that like I myself can't really describe one that I've seen online, but what I can do is I can tell you about some of mine. Um, so there is one thing that people see why VR chat would be cringe when the game itself isn't really cringe. It's really the player base. It would be the femboy furries, or like in this case, the whiny ones. Femboy furries are they're all right, I guess. Um, but yeah, so you would see videos every now and then of these people going up and just fucking with people and trying to get a reaction, and how they really make it seem worse than it actually is in some cases, not all. Sometimes the people are just that bad. Sometimes the people are just that bad to be around, like Peds, but that's its own like different kind of league. That's a problem that literally almost every other multiplayer game has. We're not getting into that. Um, but yeah, these players can get cringe, really, really cringe. Like how they over exaggerate their life stories and whatnot, and things that never ever happened. Like how most of them seem to be in psychotic facilities or whatever the fuck. That's at least what I heard from some people. Which most of the time isn't true. They just do it for attention and looks. And that creates this ripple effect where someone who hasn't played VRChat and hasn't seen it looks at that video and they go, oh, wow, is this what the community is like? Oh, they're a bunch of freaking losers that never touch grass. Which, in this case, for most of the player base, it kind of varies because I don't really know. I haven't really met like 24,000 people that are on daily. So, couldn't tell you that. But I would say a pretty good majority are pretty normal individuals. You just don't see them, and there's a reason for that. Because a lot of them don't go to public lobbies. And I myself don't go to public lobbies. Am I saying I'm a normal individual? No, because normal doesn't really exist. But normal in the terms that they're not like over exaggerating or creating super annoying fake stories that are just, you know, really odd to perceive. And when someone else sees them, it kind of trashes the reputation of the community itself. But hey, what can I do? I'm just a freaking furry dragon chick, um, just on the internet, and that's as much as I can really do is just talk about it and kind of inform people. For those who choose to listen, I don't know what to tell you. uh, or for those who choose to not listen, it's I can't really do anything about that. I don't know what to tell you. Now, when it comes to these categories of cringe that you usually see, geez, voice crack, that you usually see, is I would put them into three categories because there's so many that I am not going to go through all of that in this video. So you have the oversensitive furries, which is not all furries. I'm saying that as like a majority of furries that you find in public lobbies, not all of them. So don't Yeah, don't attack me. And then there is the e-boys and e-girls, which, let's be honest, nobody really likes. Then there are the people that go to the Has-Been Hotel and Hell of a Boss worlds, or whatever the fuck they are. Literally every time I go to those kinds of worlds, like every time I never went to them, I'm tripping. But yeah, every time one of my friends went to those worlds and they come back from it, it's like they say the people that they meet there are so strange. Usually, it's like it's like a strange that I am not willing to deal with. And usually, when it comes to these three like groups of individuals, you would see some sort of drama sparked up online. It's usually either some troll or someone trying to interview them, but like 9 times out of 10, it's usually just some troll harassing people. And ooh, fourth category, VRChat trolls. People don't know this, and they think that, oh no, they're just throwing out the cringe for everyone to see. Look at all these cringy individuals. But at the end of the day, listen to me for 5 seconds while I tell you this. They edit the video to make, themselves look a little bit better, obviously. Because what they are doing is they are going around blatantly harassing people for a reaction, and people say, oh, it's an online space. You're not wrong about that. And you could just say, oh, you could just block them. Which, yes, I keep telling people that because people keep forgetting about the block button in this game for some reason. I don't know why. Like they forget it exists, and I have to remind like my friends every single time, and it's weird. Um, but even if that's the case, they could just be like, oh, they could just block me. That doesn't really give you the right to just go around harassing people. Yeah, I see that it's like an online space, but keep this in mind. Just because it's online doesn't mean there aren't any consequences. And people forget this all the time. They think, oh, because I'm hiding behind my screen, they'll never find me, which usually, you know, can be the case. But there are some individuals devoted enough that if you keep poking the bear, they will find you. They will. And I know that sounds crazy, but like there's even some individuals crazy enough in VR chat to do that themselves. So I wouldn't keep doing that. Like I get trying to get a reaction out of people is funny, but at least do it in a way that doesn't, make them angry at you. It's like I understand it's for the content, but like it's just harassing and it's not funny. Um but yeah. Now when it comes to the cringe itself, being these four categories, you have the sensitive furries, and all the other ones that I mentioned. Oh my goodness, my voice. Um these are pushed to the front of YouTube when you search up VR chat. You see a bunch of predator catching videos. I fucked with this furry in a public lobby or whatever. Things like that, and it's weird. What's cringe is not really VR chat itself. It's a lot of the people that make content of it, and a majority of the player base that are in the game. That's what's cringe, not the game itself. The game itself is fine. I think it's great. I like it. All right. I've done my fair share. I made my OC through Unity. I've learned that all that stuff, all that great stuff. This world that you see there, that's mine. I made that. Like it's great if you take the time to just pause and see what it's really about. I mean, yeah, it's a social platform, but it's like you don't have to go to public lobbies every single day. You know what I mean? And a lot of people think that's how VRChat mostly operates, which yes, that's it's kind of what it's kind of based around. But it's like the more you go to public lobbies, the more you see that that formula kind of doesn't work. And something that's worked for me and might help others is if you have a favorite content creator or something and you notice that they host their groups and whatnot semi often, join them. Don't go to Publix. And yeah, there's a chance that the content creator could be a fucked up person. If you find that out, just find a new one. Um, Maybe join their Discord server or something. Find friends to play with through there. I would not recommend going to Publix in their current state. At least Publix that don't have moderators. Um, Non-power tripping moderators, not the ones that'll just kick you for saying anything. Because that's also an issue that exists in them. Other than that, if it's not properly moderated or a group that is at least trusted by a lot of people, stay away from it. Nothing good will ever come from it. You're going to encounter crashes, annoying people, trolls, all sorts of things like that that I've had to deal with in my time on this honestly pretty good game. Like, I think it's great. It has a lot of potential, and every time they update it, it keeps getting better and better, or maybe sometimes worse. But for the most part, I've been really liking the new updates so far. Um, yeah, that's pretty much all for now. I hope you enjoyed, you goofballs. But yeah, put in the comments what you would like me to do a video on next. If any of you even made it this far, I don't freaking know. But yeah, I'm out because I have more video editing to do. Ooh, oh my god, video editing, that's crazy. Anyways, goodbye. I go now. Poof.